What's up, boys?
Oh, summer's wrapping up here. Gotta go work soon.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
What, August 15th?
13th.
What have you been doing with yourself all summer?
What do you mean? What am I doing myself?
Yeah. What have you been doing?
Not a whole lot.
Vacation? Just chilling at home, huh?
Yeah.
Summer
The boys and I are in a routine. We
vacation.
get up and do a little workout and then yard work and some
Yeah, I got to do some yard work.
honeydew lists.
I need to do, redo flower bed work. Blech.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that in spring, not in summer.
Well, kind of, whatever. We're, eradicating.
I told you I'll do it for $100 an hour.
How many hours?
I don't know.
At least 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say cash 8, card 10. Speaking of which, when you go somewhere, why is it always a card of cash? Like if you pay in cash, it's cheaper, right?
Some places,
Not,
yeah.
yeah,
some places.
And then some places don't want cash.
Yeah, some
Right?
places will say no cash. It's
Yeah.
real weird, man.
Stupid.
Well, my daughter, for the, I think I was telling Lucas this, we were paying for her to go to the defensive driving school. Or
Is it called
driver's ed. I'm
school?
sorry. I took defensive driving 3 times because I got tickets when I was young man. But
Wow.
yeah,
Did you tell your kids that?
no, I mean,
Kids, your
no,
dad.
haven't. I mean, I think they know a little bit, but yeah. So I was doing the math. So we show up at the school. It's a Saturday.
Of course,
drop her
you're doing
off.
the math.
Yeah, a little bit. It's hard for me, but I was counting the seats, and they were all full. And it's $600, and they want cash. They don't want any other payment. It has to be cash, which also that just drives a little shadiness. Like, it's okay. I understand to an extent, but there's 2 ladies in there, and they're taking all these line of people.
There's your problem.
The line of people-
Women drivers.
no, that's
Did you hear that from Trump?
Lucas.
No.
that's Lucas there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
you-
wife.
You can reach out to him at
That's like our-
Lucas.
That's like our best podcast. We talk
gmail.com.
about driving.
Yeah. So anyway, doing the math, man, $600 a pop and 6 to a table, and there were 8 tables. I mean, it's just a nice $20,000 day for them.
Yeah.
What do you think the insurance? Are they driving today?
No, it's just class time. Hang on, I'm gonna sneeze.
Perfect.
I don't know if he's a single or multiple here. Wait,
I'm a tour.
bless you.
Excuse me.
Perfect.
All right. So anyway, I was thinking,
didn't
man,
come out the other
you should do that in the summers. You should teach driving.
I could. I have to read a book again.
This is the
I
class
don't remember all
time.
the rules.
I don't know. Maybe it is payment for the class time, and then there's like
That's gotta
4
be.
hours worth of instruction in the car.
That's it.
That's it, man.
Learn to drive in 4 hours. That's a pretty good deal.
Parents are expected to supplement.
Well, we all know that's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, we taught Asher, and we decided not to to teach the daughters. So
Teaching a kid, I just remember my mom. We have an old 91 Jeep Wrangler 5-speed, and we had a couple of acres in the back, and she would just take us out there, and
yeah,
I don't know how that thing's still running after we killed it so many times. She's like, she was so calm, right? If it had been my dad, it might not have been as calm.
yeah.
He'd be like, turn the car up. I mean, any dad would be like that, right? My mom would replace the clutch. 'Cause we're teaching.
I mean,
my mom was just so
yeah.
calm.
Well, so we have that little 03
You're doing
Tacoma,
good, honey.
and that's what
Mhm.
Asher's going to drive, and he's been driving the big Expedition in my pickup, which is bigger vehicles, but
Mhm.
he got his license. Still, not quite smooth enough to be running around. Wassel's got a decent amount of traffic, stop and go,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
but I learned a little bit more rural area, but I knew how to drive a standard. Was not real great at it, but my papa.
Mm-hmm.
Worked for this company as he was semi-retired, but he was a pumper for a oil company. They're real small there back home, and so in the summers I worked for them a couple of summers where I would just go off and mow and paint and clean up like pump jacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the first summer, like halfway through it, him and another guy took me out and dropped me off with a standard Ford Ranger at a pump jack and said, "Here, you need to go to this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot. Do this work, and then we'll see you back." And
Just put it in third and just leave it.
well, and basically it was like on dirt roads.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, figure out how to do this, and if you need help, let me know. And I made it back,
There you
and
go.
after that, it was like, well, I know how to do it now. So I
Yep.
told Asher I'm gonna drop him off in the middle of nowhere. And
Is it a manual? That little Tacoma?
yeah,
Yeah.
little standard.
You're too soft, dude. I learned. That's all I had. 5-speed S10.
How's that made me soft?
Because you're not making him drive it around.
I just told you I'm gonna drop him off and make him get home.
Dude, I drove. That's all. That was my only option. Man, I remember the first few times where you're stopped uphill like this,
Oh, you're-
and I'm like,
What did
You're
Owasso
nervous.
look like?
Holy.
What did Owasso look like 20 years ago?
We
Not
had about
this.
20. No, not. But it was
Not
still
even close.
busy. No,
Yeah.
well, it was busier than you think. We still had
Not remotely this,
20.
though.
I think we had about 25,000 people.
About half of what you have now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
But it was
but
still busy.
when you have a manual car and you're parked on a hill, like you're saying, a hill, and that guy behind you just keeps getting closer and closer,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, come on, dude.
My bro, I got to.
I'm either going to bump you or I'm
Yeah.
going to squeal my tires. One of the two.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
I remember I just ride that clutch.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, summer. Woohoo! Almost over.
Yep.
So Anthony mentioned he booked a last minute summer vacation, so it made us think about our top 3 summer vacations ever. So let's do it. Let's jump in.
Mine are probably not going to be that impressive now that I
Yeah,
think about
it
it.
doesn't matter, man. It's relative. What do you like? What do you enjoy?
Yep.
Right? So
Branson.
you and me start?
No, Branson, no. It did not make my list.
What if it did?
It's cool.
Okay. Relative.
Don't matter.
It's relative. It's relative.
Dixie Stampede.
You and me start?
Yeah, sure.
I'll start.
Yeah, you start.
I'll start.
You start.
My number 3, Colorado trip, the whole family. We spent most of the time in the valley, Salida, Buena Vista, river rafting, hiking, did some mountain biking. Loved it. Great time. Got a house on the river. I'm a big fan of that area. Great little downtown. Salida's got a great little downtown area, great ice cream shops. Like, it's all local owned. It's not next to any big city, so there's zero chains. I think out on the edge of town, there's a McDonald's and stuff like that, but zero chains for the most part. So you're getting like the food trucks, and I think it's just a fun experience for my kids. They're a little older, so this was just last summer actually. So I really enjoyed it. We really had a good time. It was relaxing. I won't say it was cheap, but it was fun, and just living the mountain life for about 6 days, and yeah, I just enjoyed it. It was good.
good.
That's my number 3.
Nice. I like it.
That might be like recent bias because we just did it.
Oh,
but
mine are
yeah,
recent bias, yeah.
yeah. So that was good though. That was a good one. All right.
All right. My number 3 is Grand Canyon. So we drove all the way out there, long drive.
Is your
Broke it up in
family
2
like you
days.
4 or?
4 of us, yeah.
Yep.
We met another family out there though.
Okay.
They flew in from Minnesota, but yeah, we drove out there. We went to Sedona, started there.
Love Sedona.
Oh yeah,
man.
beautiful,
It's amazing.
beautiful in there. And then we spent like a week out there. Started up, and then we drove up to Page, kind of messed around up there. Right by the Utah border. Went over to Utah. We just had Airbnb. Went to Horseshoe Bay Bend, I think that's what it's called. Right up in there, beautiful spot. A lot of hiking and stuff like that. And then went on down to the Williams, I believe, where we stayed. And you get entrance to the southern part of the Grand Canyon down in there. So
Did you go to the bottom?
no, we stayed at the rim. We had too many kids and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
down
Didn't
the
do any
bottom.
of that. Yeah.
I
But
think
yeah.
you have to take like a donkey or something to get to the bottom.
No, we
don't you?
hiked
There's
down and out
there's
the same day,
hiking
and it
and-
sucked.
Yeah, there's helicopters you can get down there. There's all kinds of stuff. But
Some people can.
we went to this one. We went to this one spot. It was south of Page on our way down to Williams, where you can actually get down in the river. Like it's a get in. Like
Yeah, I've done that.
and it's a very cool spot.
I did it in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. I got it
Yep.
in Colorado. Yeah.
So we saw people getting on. They were like loading up these big rafts.
It's a dream of mine.
We talked to them, and like they ride it all the way to
yeah.
what's the lake?
Pal,
Powell.
you can take.
And it's like, I mean, weeks.
Well, you can do multiple
Hey.
trips. Like
Yeah.
there's different. You can do 10 days. You can do 14 days. You can do 21 days.
I think
you
we
can do
talked to
2
on a
months.
raft?
I thought.
Yep.
I think we talked
Nah.
to. They were doing a 21-dayer.
Yeah. So like what they'll do on the 21 dayer is the river's moving.
Yeah.
So they spend time at camp
Yep.
at different places and they'll hike. And I mean, it is expensive though.
I'm
like,
sure.
Legit.
Because you got to have
expensive.
an actual tour guide, right?
Well, you have to be. You can do it if you are like. I think you have to have some certifications to
Yep.
get the permit. So you have to go to like Whitewater School in North Carolina. Like it would be. I love rivers and I love that stuff. If I could take Asher and go do that, like for his, it would be. It's just so expensive, man. You're talking in the $5,000+ per person. Yeah.
No
Well,
kidding.
they like like all the gear. They feed you extremely well. Like it's a pretty incredible
Oh,
thing.
okay. So
Yeah.
you're not roughing it. I mean, you're roughing it somewhat.
You're
'cause
tent camping, but that's
Yeah.
it. Everything else is like. I mean, you should. Well, you saw the. If you saw the, they'll have like the raft with people.
Yep.
And there'll be like 3 rafts with gear.
Yeah, they had. It was packed.
So like when we hiked to the bottom, and I did it with some buddies in. This is how I first saw it. I saw the same thing. These guys were they were coming through, boom, boom, down the river. In a point where you get to the bottom of the canyon, you can get in the Colorado. There's some rocks that block the current a little bit. and they're moving, but they hit this bend. There's some sandy area they're pulling in, and while we were down there, they were getting all the gear out, and we're cooking lunch. And I mean, like flat top griddles, like the whole works. Like,
Wow.
it was incredible. But I looked it up, and I think it's just gone up in price every year. And I would say the 10-day trip is like $2,800 a person. And it's the short one, or like the 7-day trip. I
could handle the 7. 21 days is way too much, way too long for me.
One day is enough for me on the water.
But it would be cool. 7 days. 7 days is a lot. You got to think about down there in the water. The one thing I remember them saying is, dude, they got to carry their own crap with them. You can't like crap in the river or anything. You got to like bring it all back with you.
Yeah, pack it in, pack it out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Crap in a bucket and carry and tie it to a string on the raft, I guess, and carry it back.
Okay.
I'm sure they have all the stuff to pack that. But yeah,
That's disgusting.
I would assume the price that they take care of that, but not like
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's probably part
Somebody's
of it.
bringing it back.
I wouldn't
My
go
daughters,
for a week.
my daughters wouldn't do it for sure.
Well, the thing is, one of the rafts was full of women.
It was full of poop.
Full of women, just getting started. I mean, they were just starting.
That's
and
cool,
I was
man.
like, wow.
Adventure, man. I love that idea. Also, I love the idea of covering that much ground in like beautiful canyon like that. Like, I don't know. That'd be cool, man.
They did invent cars, but anyways,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I don't know 21 days, but I'd
That's
do it.
21 days.
Yeah,
That's
7 days. 7 days maybe.
Yeah, that's a lot. It'd be fun, I guess.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, it'd be something.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
So all mine are beach related because I like the beach. You don't like the sun, I guess, do you? But 2001.
Son doesn't like me.
Sorry, 2001. Our American Legion baseball team. We had kids from like a lot of different towns on our team too. But we traveled down there in a couple passenger vans, and we stopped like in Tupelo on the way down to Panama City and played some teams.
Uncle Tupelo.
Yeah, and then played some teams down there. Pretty competitive stuff.
That's
was
cool.
Fun. Then on the way back, my first time seeing the beach was in 2001. And Panama was back then. It was still the spring break spot, so it was kind of
Panama Beach.
yeah. It wasn't the best, but like our families, our parents and stuff went too, and we all were on the ocean staying for the week. It was kind of fun. But on the way back, we'd stop in, like Alabama and play.
Yeah.
And stupid Sweet Home Alabama. They really play that song.
Yeah.
Every time.
Alabama loves that
I'm
song.
like, oh my God, quit playing Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
Like every game we play, like in between every seventh inning stretch, I'm like, oh my.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
But
cool.
that
How
was
old
fun.
were you when you did that? 18?
Junior year, so 17. Yeah.
17? That's cool, man.
Yeah, that was my first
I
one.
bet that was a heck of an adventure.
It was fun because we're all together in the van, and then our coach, he was an old highway patrolman in like New Jersey, so he had so many ridiculous stories that he would tell us.
That's
like
awesome.
When he was a detective
Yeah.
and things. And, that's off the podcast. I'll tell you those, but
Yeah, love to hear it. Maybe start a new series.
yeah.
Yeah. We do a true crime. We
Yeah.
do a true crime podcast. They're popular, way more than these. All right, so mine's going to be kind of interesting, but my high school, so from 8th grade all the way through my senior year, or after I graduated, even the first year of college, summer vacations for me and my family were wrapped up in a mission trip at my church. So, and it sounds kind of maybe a little wonky, but that's just what we did. So we would take these 10-day trips. Oftentimes, I had a very large youth group. We've talked about this, right, a little bit. Pretty unique, I think, experience growing up. And we would went to Chicago a couple of times, Minnesota, Colorado. Like, it was, we would go and, like, to an area that had smaller Baptist churches that didn't have the resources to do, a full-scale Bible school. And so we would go set up in multiple churches. We had enough of us to do that. And then we would, in the evenings, go work with local youth. So we called it, like, I don't know, whatever kind of nights, but they would come but we were responsible to do like the speaking pieces and really the evangelist kind of part of it. And so, man, I would say some of my favorite experiences. So I'm gonna pick one, and it was the Chicago trip that we took, and there happened to be like this unique weather event where they had this huge flood. So not only did we get to do these Bible schools for certain churches, we also got to help. It was probably my first time to help in a situation like that, and it just meant a lot. And the relationships that you build with a group of people when you galvanize God doing work for the Lord is unmatched. And so the preparation that would go into it, where we were required to read and study and understand how to evangelize, was a big part of that. And then to go do it together, I could still not talk to those people very often, and still we have this very strong bond and connection. And so I think it It was cool, man. Our parents were there, and I think that's one reason I serve in the youth is because my parents kind of set that example, and my friends' parents, and so it was just 200 plus of us adults and high school age kids going every summer to do that, and college kids that would come back and help as well. And it just meant a lot to me. So I will say that is one of mine. And I know it's not a vacation necessarily, but has meant more to me probably than almost any trip I've ever taken.
Good.
So
That's cool.
Anyway,
Yep. I like it. Good stuff. All right, I'll be back to
That's
me.
my number 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
number 2.
You're number 2.
Number 2 is trip up to the Northeast in the summer. We went, all 4 of us. It's been a few years back. We went to, where did we go? Connecticut,
Oh,
Rhode Island, and Massachusetts.
nice.
All of them. Number 1, the weather's awesome in the summer up there, right?
Yes.
Did you drive there too? Or did you fly?
No, we flew. We flew up there. That's a haul. So we flew into, where did we fly into? Hartford, maybe? Connecticut?
Yeah.
And then got a car, and then we stayed pretty much on the coast. So
that's really cool.
I don't
I'd
know.
like to go up to the coast up there.
So Connecticut is beautiful, right on the water. They got little towns.
Picturesque.
Dude,
My sister lived up there a
perfect.
couple of summers. Yep.
The lobster pounds. That's
Yeah.
where it's at right there.
I've heard.
That it's money. So I've been up there for work a few times. So I kind of already explored a lot of the area in that area. But there are mom and pop lobster pounds just up along the coast. And some of them, I've been to some where it's literally you go on the dock and you go, it's a hot dog cart. Literally lobster rolls out of a hot dog cart.
I love that.
And then I've been to some other ones where it's more like, it's nothing fancy, but you like literally sit out on the pier, picnic tables.
That's cool.
It's a bigger restaurant, right? Kind of walk through and you go get your food, not ordering off a hot dog cart, but like you're out there at sunset.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. People out there sailing in the sailboats and stuff like that. Mystic Pizza. You remember the movie?
Yeah.
Julia Roberts, I think, first movie.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But that's a real place. Mystic Pizza
Yep.
is real. I've had pizza there.
That's cool.
Into the town. And
that's cool.
Mystic also actually has a aquarium, and one of only like 3 or 4 aquariums in the U.S. that has beluga whales in it.
Huh.
Very cool spot.
That's cool.
Went up there, and then we went to Rhode Island, so it's 4th of July. So Bristol, Rhode Island has the oldest 4th of July celebration in the country.
Makes sense.
1785.
That makes sense. Totally. Makes sense.
And so we went to the fireworks. We actually got interviewed on the news because the news was there and like, hey, these people came all the way from Tulsa.
Didn't you know somebody like right next to you that was from like
at
Owasso
the parade?
or whatever?
Yeah, at the parade we met somebody from Owasso,
weird. Yeah.
crazy town. And then in Massachusetts we went to Thomas the Train Land. That was my son. Loved trains. And finished it up with Thomas the Train
That
Land.
show is a snooze, man.
Yeah.
There is nothing drier or more boring than Thomas the Train.
Oh man.
We all went through. All of our kids, I think, went through a little phase with Thomas.
What was the big one? The steamer, the big black one.
No.
God, Thomas the Train. I hate that show, man. God. Time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
So we watch this at 8 a.m. Yeah. That's a good vacation, though, man.
Yeah, it's
That
fun.
is. That's awesome. I love
fun.
Also, just love the difference. Like we tend to swing west, and we've gone east, but east means beach. That's usually what we do. I would love to go like cruise up to the northeast, even, or even.
We did do it. They do have some. We did go to a beach in Rhode Island.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Not like a Florida beach.
Yeah,
Water's
no,
cold,
water's
but
Yeah, water's got to be.
we were on the beach. And, we walked around.
Yeah.
They had, we
Well,
got in the
the
water a little bit in your
rich
feet.
politicians live up in there.
Yeah, man, it's that's hoity-toity beach.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's nice. Though,
not
man.
rednecky.
I don't fit in with those people.
Yeah, me neither. Not rednecky beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're more Alabama beach.
Yeah, amen, brother. Maybe even Mississippi. I don't know.
Ooh, I've never been to a beach in Mississippi before.
Yeah, me neither.
Cut off jean shorts for your swim trunks.
Yeah, American flag swim trunks, bro. Yeah, that's good. That's a good
That's a
trip.
good one.
All right, what are we
No
at?
wonder why you wanted to do this. My number 2 is 2021. We went to Destin, Florida.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
So we booked it pre-COVID, and it was this affordable house. It's like in this gated community, but it ended up being like a $2-3 million home. So it was this huge house, but we weren't right on the beach. I mean, it was like a block from the beach. You could walk in the neighborhood.
Yep.
But this was pretty for our family, being in the little gated thing and all that was pretty impressive. The water and stuff was so clear. We went snorkeling down there. That was fun too. Saw a ton of dolphins when we did a little boat tour and everything. and like you do the snorkeling thing, and they throw out all these the night before or the morning. They throw out like these cheap shells, So all our kids are finding like, tons of shells, and they're like, all perfect, And like, yeah, keep finding them.
Is that what happens? I didn't know that.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Because that's part of their package is you'll find shells. So
I gotcha.
So the water at that, it's only like a foot deep in that little area, so the kids can get out there, and then
that's cool.
It was fun.
A lot of shark attacks down that way this year.
Yeah,
did you hear about that?
Yeah,
like a lot, like crazy amount.
Yeah.
All right, number one.
Yep.
All right, number one for me is man, it's tough because I took a trip with my wife and kids that were similar to this. My parents actually were on part of it as well, but we went to the Badlands and we toured South Dakota, and we went over to the Devil's Tower in Wyoming, but we did not go to Yellowstone. But when I was like 14, my parents and my grandparents on my mom's side and my sister, we went to Yellowstone and spent like 5-6 days, and man, that was spectacular. And honestly, I think Yellowstone's like crazy crowded now. It was not like that. We got this house. It was right outside of the park. We stayed for 5 days there. Did the park thing. Stayed in Jackson Hole for a couple of nights. It was awesome.
Did you guys drive up there?
Yeah, of course. We did the Tetons.
Is that in Wyoming?
Yep. We did the Tetons, which are, man, cool looking mountains, right?
Yep.
Like they're just unbelievable. So did that national park as well. Did some hikes there, Jenny Lake, all the things, and then we swung over to South Dakota. We went through Mount Rushmore. We did not do the Badlands on that trip, but we did Mount Rushmore. We got a house in South Dakota.
How is Mount Rushmore?
It's cool.
You go?
Yeah.
Would you go?
I'd go.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you about my number one here.
Okay.
It was cool. So that was my family trip when I was like 14, and that's probably we did some things. We did beach trips. We did Disney World when I was a kid. We did those types of things, but that one really stood out. And I think it was just being in the outdoors. It was the animals, man, incredible. I kind of got into Native American history a little bit and mythology, and so that was kind of fun to be in that part of the world, and it was cool, man. And then go back with my kids to at least the South Dakota area was really fun. A few summers ago, I think that was about 4 years ago now. I really enjoyed that too. So those are some of my favorite. But yeah, we are road trippers, man. We haven't done big flights. We've talked about maybe for the kids' graduation trips, we do like. Avery wants to go to the beach. She wants to go to Europe, but that's probably out of the question. So I don't have enough money for that. I don't have enough money for that. So, but anyway, so I think I've taken a few little trips, but I'd say most of mine are usually when family's involved to make it a little more memorable. But that's good. That's mine. Number one.
Yeah. All right. Mine's along with that. Number one, South Dakota.
Yeah.
For sure. It's been 3 or 4 years. We spent a week up there. We first started trucking north, went to Omaha. Omaha's a great zoo, by the way.
Oh, it's a fantastic zoo.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It takes you a couple of days.
They have a gondola. Yeah, right. In their zoo. It's pretty cool.
So, did you go to the World Series too?
No, we missed it by like a couple days. Yep,
it's not close. It's not as good as now as they moved it, 10, 15 years ago when it used to be in Rosenblatt or whatever.
Yep.
That was more exciting.
Zoos.
This is the World Series. You don't like zoos?
Not really.
He would like this zoo, wouldn't he?
It's way cool.
It's probably the best zoo I've been to. Go ahead.
Yep. So we kept trucking Sioux Falls, checked out the little falls and stuff like that.
Sioux Falls
kind of
cool.
areas. But then we kept going up to North Dakota.
Yeah.
So, and then we cut across through Bismarck, and then we ended up spending the night in this little town called Dickinson. And we had found a roadside attraction the next day to drive down. So you drive from there straight down toward Rapid City. But there's this like highway, I don't remember how long it is, it's pretty long, where it's like the world's largest like art displays. Like it's made up of like farm equipment or stuff like that. Like they had like giant spiders, like giant bumblebees, like all this roadside artwork.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
For miles. So we kind of hit that up, got down to Rapid City, and then we did Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is awesome.
Rapid City's a cool area, man.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot around there. So the Custer State Park is awesome.
The Needles Highway.
Custer, like the one that got
It's a cool state park, though, man. It's beautiful. They got a cool lake, Sylvan Lake, up in there.
Yep. We kayaked on that lake, hiked on the backside of it, saw all the bison.
It's worth staying in that area. Like, and it's not, 10 hours from here? 11?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
straight
Rapid
north.
City is legit.
That's South Dakota, right?
North Dakota has the Roosevelt National Park, and I didn't know that. Teddy Roosevelt National Park. They say it's awesome. And we were like so close. We're national park folk. We like going to those things. And We didn't know it was up there till we were like halfway home, and I was like, "Oh, there's a national park
Yeah.
in North Dakota." My parents went to it. Wild horses everywhere.
Yeah, Jennifer's aunt and uncle, they've been to all. They did all national parks.
All of them.
Finished with Samoa, American
Even like
Samoa.
down. Oh, they did
Everything. Yeah,
They
the
did down
last one was
Florida
America
one?
Samoa.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Sonoma.
That's
But yeah,
impressive.
it's great, man. We found a local butcher, had fresh bison ribeyes one night on
Yeah.
the grill,
Yeah.
and went to Badlands.
A bunch of buffalo things you can eat.
yeah,
bison.
bison.
Yeah, it's different.
It's bison.
Not really.
That's
but-
what they tell me. I don't know.
Yeah, it is
it's not
bison.
really.
Yeah,
Not
we did a
much-
lot of
not
cool
much
stuff.
different.
It's
That's
worth it. I would definitely go back to Rapid City in that area.
Yeah, we'll definitely go back to. It's a cool area, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't say like it's not mountain weather, so it's hot.
Yep.
In the evenings a little cooler, but it's not like going to the mountains though. So water's
Yeah.
fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like getting in the water, stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's a good area, man. I
That's good.
definitely suggest it.
Yeah.
Historical towns too. Deadwood, like it.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah,
fun.
who died there? There was a shootout there, or somebody went to one of the bars. I can't remember. We drove through Deadwood.
It wasn't wide. It was.
That was one of them. Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh shoot, man! I took a picture.
Some of
of
them
it.
outlaws.
Yeah, it's crazy. They get the old boardwalk still there. I mean, it feels
Yeah,
like an old
that's
West
cool.
town. We were there 4th
Yeah.
of July 3 years ago. It was fun, man. That was
I'll have
big
to put it on the
parade.
list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. My
Cool.
number one's beach again. Navarre Beach. Have you guys been to Navarre Beach?
No, I've heard it's awesome though.
So
yeah,
it-
I've heard of it.
It's a lot more laid back.
Yep. I've heard it's really good.
So we're actually going there again next summer, but
A little
you get-
further down from Destin, right?
It's between Destin and what's the other big city there? Pensacola.
Yeah.
But it's very laid back. There's not a whole lot
Yep.
of people there.
It's not as
It's
commercialized.
not commercialized
Yeah.
at all. Everywhere you eat is like a little,
That's cool.
Anthony would say, a mom and pop's little
Yeah.
thing like
Yeah, yeah.
that. So the food's good.
Yep.
Just like very relaxing.
That's
Kind
cool.
of like you said, Dolphin Island.
Dolphin Island was great, man.
Only this has clean water and clean.
I mean, theirs is hit or miss because it's in
Yeah.
that bay. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I would say is
Yeah.
I love Dolphin Island because of that, but I won't say top because it's the beach.
yeah.
Like I'm just not
Dolphin
a,
Island's okay.
I'm just not a beach.
We've been there, yeah,
Yeah.
and the Gulf, but Navarre Beach, the water's clean, and now, like you were saying earlier, the sharks.
They eat your face off.
And I usually go out in the water. Like I'll go out there.
Oh, me too. I'll spend the whole. I
I
I
out
love
there,
the water.
like where you can't touch.
Yeah.
But now I'm like,
Yep.
ankles deep.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
right now
Santa
it's
Rosa is like another area is pretty cool,
Yeah.
and that's where one of the two of the ladies got it bit.
bad. So I don't know what's doing with all the sharks, but it's.
Shark Week.
I mean, they've always been there.
Yeah,
but
now
like
they're-
now they're attacking.
now they're eating your
humans.
face
Yeah,
off.
We need to put up a net out there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, net
like,
out.
like baseball.
Yeah.
just a little. Yeah.
Keep the shark out.
Yeah, I like that idea. Why don't
Yeah.
we do that?
I don't know. Maybe they do. We just don't know.
Keep the jellyfish out.
Yeah.
Just make it a big pool.
I've never seen a jellyfish in
My
the ocean.
girls got stung.
Oh,
My
really?
little girls got stung in Dolphin Island. Yeah, it
So
was fun.
there you go.
Also, we saw dolphin, and I was yelling at them to look, and I'm actually, I will tell you, I don't know what a dolphin looks like necessarily, but it freaked my kids out, and they ran out of the water. It was awesome.
It was like that close to you?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was where you could touch. Yeah,
Yeah. It looks completely different than a shark.
yeah. Except for the fin coming out of the water.
Well, it's
I'm
different.
just saying. I'm just saying. It kind of. We wouldn't say completely different. The same color, and they have a fin coming out of the water. It doesn't have feathers.
Oh, it's swimming like this.
But yeah, I know. I get it. They were porpoising.
funny.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Anywho,
Minus the jaws.
the shark thing kind of does
I'd
scare
still,
me.
would
though.
you
I'm not
want to?
gonna lie?
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, dude. Also, like a dolphin, I don't want to mess with those guys either.
Oh, they're friendly.
I don't know, man. I think only what was the one that's friendly?
Flipper?
Flipper. That's it.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, all right,
Remember that one.
all right, Anthony.
All right,
that's
I'll
a good
wrap
story.
This up.
Wrap it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I'll wrap
Vacation.
this. Vacation. So vacation, when I think of vacation, especially mine, I think of adventure. So when you guys take an adventure, what are you looking to get out of your adventure after the fact? After the
Memories.
fact. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, memories. I like to think of like growth, new experiences, stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess depends on the adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like good adventures, right?
Probably lighter wallet.
Yeah. Well, the Bible is also full of adventures, right?
Yes, it is.
What's an adventure that you can think off the top of your head in the Bible?
In the Bible?
Yeah.
Trying to think what you're thinking of, or
No,
just
no,
any
no, just
adventure?
just whatever.
Paul's missionary journey.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an adventure, right?
Yeah, I mean the
would say
disciples
that,
dropping everything and following Jesus was
Yep.
probably top
I could
crazy.
even go Joshua when they
Yeah.
were taking everything back over, like
Yep.
little
Sure.
village by village.
We
Yeah.
talked about Gideon a little bit.
Yeah, Abraham.
Oh gosh, yeah, Abraham.
You know,
Just keep going.
Yeah, man. There's a ton, right?
There's plenty of them. So I'm gonna go with this verse, Proverbs 3:5-6. trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and always submit to him, and he will make paths straight. So I think that we need to be open to take an adventure with God, right? And just be open to say, hey, do what you want to do with me, and not knowing the outcome, and see what kind of adventure he can take you on. Just trust in him and the growth that he can bring to you, to people around you, the impact that can have on your life if you're just willing to submit to him and be willing to go on an unknown, infinite adventure with God on your side. And I think that that could do wonders for your life and your family and people around you. So I know a lot of times we want to take the safe adventure, right? We know the outcome. We want to know the outcome. We want to know that we want to take the easy path that's safe, right? And stuff like that. But I think we all know this. I know we all know this, that, God's path may be unknown and may be the rocky path, so to speak, the harder path, but in the end, right, it's the one that brings the most.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to make, especially at the end, like the rocky. Like, I think adventure, and I think positive, and I want to make sure we're careful when we. And I love it. It's great. Submission to God is huge in our lives, right? And but man, adventure not always means it's going to be fun or awesome. What the promise though is that you will be fulfilled, right? So I think that, man, I love it. That's good.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Thanks for sharing.
So keep taking your adventures, have fun, have growth, and don't forget about the adventures with God. And I know that's helped me a lot on in my life, and overcoming a lot of things of certain fears and stuff like that, is saying, hey, do what you want, and then the opportunities have just came to live outside, my comfort zone, and just get better and better. Areas, so.
Yeah, or even doors closed, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of that too, is that, submission to God and him being number one, then we have to be comfortable and content on the path we're on. I know Lucas has talked about that quite a bit, right? We've all talked about that a little bit. I love it. Yep. It doesn't always come in certain forms. That's why it's super important, which I don't have my Bible over here. It's super important to be into the Word and be connected and have good theology, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's good. I love it. I love it. Number one, tip top.
Yep.
Tip top.
God. Yes. I like it. Well,
I'm good.
anything else?
Good. No.
Somewhere.
Right.
All right. Well, adios.